Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Seeker in the house. I just wanted to say good morning to everybody before I start my day as normal, and I hope we're all doing good. As I was saying a few days back, the Christmas is done. We're in a new year, and many people have New Year resolutions, a lot of things that you want to see happen in your life, a lot of changes that you've hopefully put down about things that you want to transform in your life. Fantastic ideas. It's one thing to perceive something in your mind. It's yet another thing to write it down on a piece of paper so that you can hopefully commit to it. But the third piece and the most important piece is that bit about how you're actually going to take the actionable steps in order to ensure that all these things that you've talked about, all these things that you've dreamt about, all the plans that you've made for your life actually come into fruition. It's not enough to talk about it. It's not enough to tell everybody and their dog about it. Good morning to everybody. It's not enough to write it down on paper if you're not actually having a system in place about how you're going to take actions. What are you going to do to execute the plans that you've made for yourself? January is already 8 days in, like we're 8 days into a new year today. And so if you've written all these things down and it's giving you this whole fantastic euphoria in yourself, but then there's nothing backing what you've written down, the plans that you've made, the resolutions that you have, then what is the point, right? And this morning, I'm here to ask a very simple question. How badly do you want to see change in your life? How badly do you want progress in your life? How badly do you want to see anything good come into your life? And what are you prepared to put in place? What are you prepared to give up in order to have the said things? Because I'm here to advise and to caution you this morning that if you want something, anything that is worth having is going to cost you something. Nothing is going to change if you're not prepared to let go of something. It's like a trading system. You give up something in order to have another thing. I'll give you an example. You're working a job. You've been in the same position for many years. You want to go to the next level. You need certain qualifications. You need certain certifications. You need a certain type of experience in order to be trusted enough to go to that next position that you're looking for. You work a 9-to-5 job, an 8-to-5 job, whatever your time happens to be. If you're not prepared to sacrifice, it could be time. That could be what you're giving up. You work a 9-to-5 job, you go home, you bathe your kids, you feed them, you put them to bed, and maybe between the hours of 8 and 10 o'clock, it might be that what you have to do in order to get the thing that you're wanting is to sit on your bum and study for 2 hours before you go to bed. It means that the evening telenovelas and the things that you may watch to relax, you have to cut down on those. It may mean the conversations that you have over the telephone, they need to change. The people you talk to needs to change. Maybe you need to find a friend who is in that position that you are aspiring to get to too, so that you can find out from them the things that you need. When you start talking to that kind of a person, in whose position you're trying to get to, some of their stuff starts to rub off you. You start to sound like them. You start to talk like them. And so, when you go to take that certification, that course, that whatever it is, it gives you the change that you need. Good morning, Sister Celestine. Good morning, Fidelis, Abna, Adama. Good morning to everybody who's here this morning. It could be that. Maybe your New Year resolution this year is that you're fed up with wherever you're living and you want to change location. You don't want to live in Ghana anymore. You want to go to Canada. You want to move to America. You want to go to England. Whatever your decision is, you know what your New Year resolution is. So you want to change. You don't want to live in Ghana anymore. You don't want to live in Nigeria. You don't want to live in Kenya. You don't want to live in South Africa. You want to change. You want to move abroad. Okay, where do you want to go? You want to go to Canada. All right. Have you gone to the Canada immigration website? You want to go to America. Have you gone to their site to find out what it is that you need? The skill set that you're offering, what you can do. Is it something that is attractive to them? Is there a pathway that you can use your profession, or maybe you want to further your education, and that is how you get your foothold in that new country that you want to get to? Have you started to go on the website? Do you even know where the Canadian website is online? Have you gone to Google to search for it? No. But you're writing emails to me asking me to help you, and I'm sat there thinking, what do you want me to do? I don't give Canadian visas. I don't give American visas nor British visas. I have never come online to say that that is my line of work. And even if it was, I can't just dish out visas to you. You have to do the work because you want to move your life. You want to change your life. What are you prepared to put in the line to make that happen? Anybody who has heard me speak knows that I don't have no Canadian accent. I was born British, right? And I made a decision one day that I didn't want to live in Britain anymore. I want to live in Canada. I didn't just sit there and say, oh, I want to live in Canada, so I need somebody to help me. No, I had to go to the website, figure out what programs are available. What can I do? How can I change my location from England to Canada? What do they need? What is it that they're looking for? At the time, there was the Federal Skilled Worker Program. What sort of professionals are they looking for? And what is the prerequisite? What do I have to do in order to get to Canada? I sat an English test, even though I was British. And, you know, Canadians also have British, influence. But they still needed me to sit an English exam. So I had to buy the book. I had to sit on my backside. I had to study. And I had to take that exam. You hear me? That's what I had to do. I did that. I had to fill out the application form. That wasn't something my grandmother was going to do for me. I had to do it myself. So again, I sat on my backside and I filled out the form. And I handed it in. I had to pay admission fee, application fee. I paid it. And that's how I applied. They wanted all my professional work and all my certifications and all my degrees and everything certified. I had to pay a third body in order to get all of that certified. And that's how eventually, when they were satisfied that I met all the conditions that would allow me to be able to become a permanent resident of this country, they eventually gave me that permit to enter their country and be able to live and work. I didn't sit on my backside and ask anybody to do none of that for me. I have relatives that live here, but I still had to do the hard work. That is how you transform your life and do the needful. The family I had here didn't sit the exam for me. I sat it myself. I did the studying. I filled out the forms. You have to get all kinds of things in your dossier in order to travel. You have to get a police background check. You have to get this, that, and the other, and pay for every single one of those things. I did them myself, and that's how I moved. So if you want something and you just sit there and start sending all kinds of emails, I want you to help me. I need you to help me. Like, what do you want me to do? I know you, and I'm busy running my own life. Let me tell you something. This year, I want to have a particular accounting certification so that I can move into something else. I'm tired of what I'm doing. I want something else. I want the next change in my life. I work a full-time job. I work 6 out of 7 days in a week. I'm not saying this for anybody to feel sorry for me, but I'm just giving you an example of my life, right? Most days, I work a 12-hour day. 6 days a week, I'm working. Right? I want change in my life. So I'm working the 12-hour day, 6 days a week. I have my social media handle, this page that we are talking on. I have to study. I have to read. I have to broaden my horizon. I'm not just sitting there just talking out off the bat because, no, you have to elevate yourself and look the part every single time. So I have a lot of things to do. I have my coaching business on the side. If people need my help, they pay for my service, they come sit and we talk. That's something that I do on the side as well. I'm trying to break into a health business. You've heard Pastor Patience and I talk about redox cellular health all the time. It's something I'm trying to break into too. So I'm working hard to get into that too. Now on top of that, I'm telling you that I want to get a certain certification so that I can change my jobs. I can move to something else. And all of that, it takes off my time. Do you think I have time to sit around and talk to people? Do you think I have time to have chitty chats? If you have something to say to me and after 10 minutes you're still going on about something, I lose interest because I don't have time. I have better things to do with my time. There's so many things that are demanding of my time. So me, I'm giving off a lot of myself in order to do all those things that I've just told you about. I don't sleep. I don't get enough sleep because I have to sacrifice something to get something. As soon as the most fantastic, healthiest side of sleep is done, any little time that I get apart from that, I have to give off something in order to have something. In a few years' time, when everything is all set up and everything is moving, maybe then I can take a step back and begin to relax a bit more. But right now, this is not the time for resting. So my sister, my brother, I'm just here to inspire somebody this morning and to let you understand that you are not going to get anything that is worth having if you're not prepared to give something in its place. It's going to be hard. It's hard work. That is the only thing that gets you to the place that you need to get to. It means you don't talk too much. It means you have to study. Yes, sit on your backside and study. You want to start a business. Oh, my sister, I need you to send me $1,000 so I can set up my business. Really? Do I know you? I don't know what you can do. I don't know the next thing about you. I don't know where you've come from. Why would I invest $1,000 of my hard-earned money in you when you haven't even proven to your own self that you're worthy of even having a business in the beginning? Somebody wants to start, let's say, I want to sell shoes. You're sitting there, I want to have a shoe shop and start selling shoes. What do you know about shoes? What type of shoes do you want to sell? Are you selling shoes to children, adults, a bit of both? Is it going to be for men or for women? What sizes? What ages? Who are you selling shoes to? You haven't thought about none of this, but you want to sell shoes. Maybe there are no new shoe shops where you live, but there are second-hand shoes, shoes that people have worn before and they've taken back. They're not old. They've just been worn once or twice and they've been put back in the shop. And people are making $1 or $2 off of that. Maybe it's a good place to start, don't you think? You haven't sold shoes before. You don't know nothing about shoes. Maybe that's a good safe place to start. You don't have a lot of money. Maybe 20 shoes. That's all you can start with. Start with that. Go and get those shoes. Package them properly. Today, people don't have time. Everybody, especially in Africa, people want you to bring the services to them. So maybe if you go to people's homes in a very affluent area where people don't have time, maybe if you take the shoes to people's offices where they're working, somebody may stop. Oh, that's a very nice shoe. I think it's my son's size. Let me buy it off of you. And that's how you start to break into something. You start with that. Little by little, you're taking your profit, you're investing it bit by bit by bit. Now you have enough money to rent your own place. Go get those shoes and package them and put them in the shop. Maybe yours is just to go around in your little car and go distributing these things in people's offices, and you have a set time to go back for your money. Like, people are doing all kinds of different things. Yours may not be shoes. I know in different parts of in Africa, it's so difficult for parents to get shoes for their children. That may be a business for you. A business idea that is worth you thinking about and doing something about it. But there's nobody that's going to give you a dime, a cent of their money when you haven't proven to anybody that you're even worth investing anything in. So you're sitting there saying, I need money. I want to start something. You want to start something. What have you done to start that something? There's this woman that didn't have anything, and she wanted to be able to distribute palm oil. It's something that a lot of Africans use, palm oil, especially West Africans. We use palm oil a lot. She wants to become one of the biggest distributors of palm oil. Guess what? She started in her house. A little drum that she had. She was cooking the palm oil in her house, selling it in cups, little cups and little bottles. Plastic water bottles that people have used. They distill them, they wash and clean them, and then she has her own little label. She packaged them, and that is where this young woman started her life from. Today, she has a whole factory producing cooking oil and selling it internationally. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. What step are you taking? It's not enough to sit and talk about it. It's not enough to sit around and expect somebody else to come and transform your life when you yourself are not prepared to start to do something right from where you are. Some people just want to sit around and talk about something and do pity party and expect people to feel sorry for them. I'm sorry, help is not coming. Because I'm also here looking for somebody to feel sorry for me. If I sit around praying for destiny helper, where is that destiny helper going to come from? If I am not even showing to God that I'm ready and I'm doing the needful with the little that I have right from where you are you starting something, or are you just sitting down? Maybe you started life early. You got married, you've had children. Your children are a bit old enough to bathe and clean themselves. You need money. Your husband is not minding you, because why should he mind you? Look, today, the men of today, they're not looking for women that are just going to sit on their bum and be baby-making machines and cleaning houses. Some of us women have been raised to think that, men are looking for cooks and baby makers in their homes. I'm sorry to tell you, and to be the bearer of bad news, that is not what our brothers are looking for anymore. That day in our grandmothers and mothers' era, that time has passed. Men are looking for women that are contributing and bringing something to the table. What wisdom are you bringing to the table? What ideas are you bringing? What are we doing? It's not enough to just, some women believe that, as long as you're able to give your husband the best, sex styles in bed, and you're able to cook for him and clean the house, that makes you a dutiful woman and somebody worth marrying. Let me ask you the question. Before that man met you, for you to become the cook and the cleaner and the sex haver, let me ask you, was he not eating? Are there not restaurants out there? Today, there's so many apps. You can just sit down and, with the punch of a button, food is at your door. So those kinds of things are not enough anymore. A man is looking for beauty with brains, somebody that's going to be a partner. And that is why some of us women are being mistreated and treated as if you're nothing. Because, you're not bringing that much to the table. Why should he have any regard and respect for you? Right? I'm not encouraging men to abuse women because, they're having babies and they're sitting at home. That's not what I'm saying. But we women also need to understand that the worth and the value that you place on yourself as a person, that is how the next person is going to treat you. If there's so much value and worth inside of you, if you can pay your own bills, if you can pay your own mortgage, your own rent, your own everything, you can buy food for yourself, do you really think that you're going to sit around and allow any man to come and bluff you, allow anybody to mistreat you? A child of the Most High God, you're going to sit around and allow a fellow man of God to come and be treating you any type of way? What's wrong with you? But if you're sitting there and you're not bringing no value, you can't even pay your own rent, you can't do everything, you're completely reliant and dependent on a man. Are you surprised at the sort of attitude and treatment that you're getting? He comes back from work and you're just sat there. You're all dressed up and you're sitting at home with nothing. Meanwhile, he goes out to work and there are other women there working their asses off in order to make a buck or two for themselves and their family. Who do you think they'll be interested in? Women, it's time for us to wake up, you know. It's time for us to start to do something with this and that. This and that. Those of us who think that that thing in between our legs and these flashlights that we have in front of us is what is going to feed us, you better think again. And it is why people just disregard, discredit, and disvalue us, because they think that that's all we're good for. Those days are well gone, like my great-grandmother's era. That time is gone. So you better wake up and smell the coffee. In 2024, there's no more time to sit around and waste the time, because life is passing you by. That's the mere simple core truth. So how badly do you want it? And what are you prepared to put in place in order to have the thing that you're desiring? Is it going to be time? Is it going to be stopping to talk to the people who have nothing valuable to bring into your life? If your friends are always talking about gossip, you never know what happened. You didn't hear. You know, last week I heard that Sheila went here and she did this and she bought the Range Rover and she did this and her boyfriend and this, that, and the other. How is that changing your life? What is happening? How is that affecting your life? What is going to change when you talk about Sister Janice, Sister Sheila, me, everybody else? How does that change anything about you? How badly do you want it? And what are you prepared to put on the line in order to have the said thing? That's the question for you today. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. But all play and no work just makes you lazy. That's all it is. So there has to be a fine balance between the two. And there's only 24 hours in the day for all of us. We don't get a second more. Nobody is, advantaged more than the other. We all just get the same 24 hours. What are you doing with yours? Let's say you spend a third of that sleeping, because you have to have 8 hours of sleep. So assuming you do that, with the other 16 hours, what do you do? Do you sit around and talk about people? You go to work, and instead of being productive, you're sat in the office talking about other people. You spend 2 hours talking about that British soap or that Canadian soap or whatever that you spend 2 hours of your time watching. Is that what you do? And when the time comes and somebody who just sits there quietly, maybe puts their earplug in and is working all the hours God sends, gets promoted, then you get upset that you've been sitting. I've been in this job for 15 years and I'm not making any progress. Well, okay, if they don't value you, move on. What is keeping you there? Why are you still there? Why? It is how badly do you want it? And what are you prepared to put on the line to have the thing that you're desiring? Somebody wants a PhD. For the last 3 years, they've been working so much, researching, working deep into the month, the night to have that PhD. That's maybe somebody's dream. Maybe all you need is just 6 months of experience and one certification, and you're into the next position. You're sitting there. When other people do it, you gossip about them, you're jealous, you're backbiting. But the work that it entails to do it to get to that next place, you're not prepared to do it. So why are you jealous? Why are you sad? Why are you upset? What are you prepared to put in line in order for that thing to happen? You just need to ask yourself the question. Maybe you need to save some money so that you can pay for that certification. Maybe you should start eating at home more and eat at home more and save on the money that you're spending ordering food all the time. Maybe that's what the change needs to be, so you can pay for that certification and get it out of the way. Like, if you're not prepared to put anything on the line, ain't nothing gonna happen for you. That's the message for today. What do you want, and how badly do you want it? And what are you prepared to put in place for it to happen? Because if you're not prepared to sacrifice something, you're not going to get the things that you're desiring. It is just that simple. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble. No amount of praying, deliverance, destiny helper praying is going to change until you position yourself in that place in order for that change to be effected. It's the honest, plain gospel truth. Those of you who want to travel, you're sitting and sending me emails. I can't do nothing for you. Go to the website. What are they looking for? Do you have it? If you don't have it, what can you do to have it? But writing me emails and asking me to help you move to Canada, I don't give Canadian visa. What do you want me to do? I don't know you. What do you want me to do for you? How can I help you if you're not helping your own self? Right? The world is out there. Every country has the things that they're requiring people who want to live and work there to do. Have you found your own? You want to come to Canada and become a student and study. What course do you want to take? Maybe you did a degree in maths. What do you want to do? Do you want to go into IT? Do you want to do accounting, finance? What do you want? Oh, I just want to travel. I want to be an international student. I want to come to Canada to study. Study what? And what do they require? Have you even applied to the university that you're looking for? Or have you applied to some universities that are doing this course that you have decided that you want to pursue? But you're writing to me that you want to move to Canada. Like, what do you want me to do? You want me to sit down, go to the website, and in my mind, think what course you want to do. You haven't even told me that. Oh, you want me to sit down on my backside out of this 24 hours. I'm working 12-hour days. How many hours do I sleep? Where am I going to take my courses? You want me to put all this aside and come and sit down and decide for you what course I think you should do? And then research it. And then what do you want me to do? Apply for you? You want me to send a Canadian application for you? You want me to pay the application fee for you so that you can come here and have a good, like, sometimes the things that I guess, they just make me laugh. I don't understand. I don't understand. If you're not prepared to give something, you're not going to get nothing. It's as simple as that, right? So I'm not here trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be inhumane or anything. I'm just telling you the facts on the ground. That in this life, if you want something, you have to put something. You have to give something to have something back. Oh, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. And you have to make time for you. You want me to make time for you? Well, it costs money. Because that time that you want me to spend listening to you and what you want me to help you with, I should have been doing something else with that time. So if you want my time, then it means I have to pay somebody else to do that thing. Maybe it's cooking. I was cooking my dinner. I have to now order something to eat so I can sit down and listen to you. You have to give something to get something back. That's just how the system works. The sooner you understand that in this life, the better for everybody. The sooner you understand that in this life, the easier for everybody. It's not being mean. It's just telling you the truth, how it needs to be said. So I hope that this video is really going to help us all to begin to sit down and think about the things that we want to do and what we're prepared to put on the line in order to have it. I don't have any friends anymore. I don't. Because I don't have time for friends. And they understand me because I have to do what has to happen in order for me to move ahead in my life. I don't want to hit my 60s and be begging for bread and butter. So if that ain't gonna happen, it means that somebody has to sit on their backside and get it done. So all the people you see around me, the ones that I go chill out with, they are also busy doing the same things that I'm doing. And even whilst we're sat there laughing and taking pictures, we are still deciding, well, okay, we've done this now. So now what is the next thing? And that is how you make progress in your life. So some friends have to go. Some people have to be changed. Some conversations that are pointless, they need to come out of your life. There's certain things that just ruthlessly need to be cut out of your life. And that's the only way you're going to make the time. You're always complaining, I don't have time. I only have 24 hours in a day. We all only have 24 hours in a day. Me, I don't have no friend. Nobody comes to my house because I don't have time for you. I'm busy. You call me, I've seen your missed call. 3 days later, you may get a voice note from me. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, when you called me, I was in class. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was in class. And so I couldn't pick up your own call. You know, oh, I need to see you. I need to see you at 4 o'clock today. I'm sorry, I'm at work. I'm at work. Because I'm not seeing anybody telling me, oh, Osika, I love you so much. Here is $100,000. You can pay for the mortgage of your house. You know, I still have to get around and make sure everything in my life is running. It means hard work. Hello, Solomon. How are you doing? A word to the wise, they say, is enough. Guys, 2024, there can't be any more sitting around, talking about things, pity-partying, feeling sorry for yourself. None of that is not changing anything. Can't you see that you've been doing the same things over and over again and nothing is changing? Doesn't that tell you that maybe the strategy is wrong? And so something has to change. Right? Maybe I should stop talking too much about it and take action. Something has to change. Let me be the one to change that thing. We all want everything, but we don't want the things that are going to actually affect the change in our lives. Studying is hard. Waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning with sleep in your eyes and you can't even open your eyes and it's burning and everything. And now you have to make a cup of coffee or tea and come and sit down to wake up to study. It's the hardest thing when it's minus 27 outside and it's snowing. Very difficult. But you know what? That's the only way. That's the only thing that's going to cause any change in your life, in my life. So if you want it bad enough, what are you prepared to put on the line? It's going to cost you baggy eyes. It's going to cost you not enough sleep. It's going to cost you some money. You're probably going to lose some weight because, you know, you're so busy, fixated on studying. But there's a price at the end of all of that. All the hassle has to be worth something. Are you prepared to get that? We all like it when we've been promoted at work. We all like it when we started a business and it's flourishing. But none of us like the starting of the business, the waking up in the sleepless nights and all of that, the sacrifices. Nobody wants that part. You don't see anybody at that stage. You only see people when it's time for celebration. But if you don't do the hard graft, my darling, my brother, my sister, there's nothing coming for you. You're just going to sit in that same bubble and whinge and complain and moan. And life is just going to pass you by. It's as simple as that. So give something, get something. Sacrifice something, get something back. That is just how it works. A word to the wise is enough. If you've been listening to me and Redox and you want more information, let me know. If you're prepared and you're ready and you want to take the plunge, you want to start taking Redox for yourself. We're not in Africa. We're not in the Caribbean. We're in most Western countries. If you're in Europe, North America, we are here. If you want to get started, message me, let me know. And I can point you in the right direction and you can start your journey. I love you all so much and I want to see us actually make some change. I want to hear somebody write back to me and tell me, you know, I woke up this morning and I did this for myself and at the end of 2024, some transformation has come into my life. Because I did this, I took that course, I did that thing, and now I've moved up. I'm making more money. I'm very excited. I want to be able to celebrate that this year. Pastor Patience, good morning. I hope you're doing good. I love us all so much. It's time. What are you prepared to put on the line in order to have something in your life? And how badly do you want it? What are you sacrificing in order to get it? That's just a simple question. Answer it for yourself and effect the necessary changes that it's going to take to get you where you need to be. I love you so much. Have a fantastic day. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching. Share this video. Share this video. Share this video. Please, please. It's the least you can do. Just press the share button and share it. It doesn't cost you anything. Thank you so much. God bless you all. And I love you deeply. Mwah. Bye.